Joining me now is California Congressman Jimmy Gomez. He is a member of the Intelligence and Ways and Means Committees. Welcome back, Congressman. So the Trump administration will brief the staff of Intelligence Committee members today. What questions do you have about the operation in Iran?
Well, we have a lot of questions, but they should have started this months ago, not after they already taken their action. And I want to remind people that the Trump administration has been either lying or misleading the American public on the intelligence that was coming out of Iran. One thing, remember, Tulsi Gabbard, the director of national intelligence last March, said that they weren't pursuing nuclear weapons. Then in June, they bombed some sites where they had nuclear facilities for enriching uranium. Then they said that they obliterated those facilities, and those potential of developing nuclear weapons were no longer possible. But then they fired somebody who basically said that they only set back their nuclear program by a few months. So now today, all of a sudden, they're an imminent threat. So I want to know exactly what their intelligence was, because a lot of the intelligence that we've heard of in bits and pieces through the news is that it wasn't true, that either he was lying in June or he's lying today. But either way, he doesn't want the American people to know. And then they took the step to limit the intelligence that was coming to Congress, including the intelligence committees, minus maybe the Gang of Eight, that what was really going on the ground. So this is an administration that doesn't want to be held accountable to the Congress or to the American public.
House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries said the Democrats will force a vote on the Reps Massey-Kana War Powers resolution when Congress returns to Washington this week. Many Democrats are calling the whole operation illegal, and they say the administration, to your point as well, failed to justify the strikes or lay out a plan for the aftermath. How will this War Powers vote play out, and what other leverage do Democrats have if it fails?
Well, we're going to take up the bill. I'm going to vote for the War Powers resolution to stop this war of choice. This is a war that was not necessary. Even his own Department of Defense said when it comes to ballistic missiles, intercontinental ballistic missiles, that they were almost a decade away from having those capabilities. So I'm going to vote yes on this resolution. And then we're going to keep pressing the case. But as long as the Republicans don't care about their own constituents, don't respect the authority of Congress, and only capitulate to the president's going to continue operating outside the bounds of the law and the Constitution. So we're going to have to figure out what we can do through the budget, and then try to hold this administration accountable. But it only continues because the Republicans refuse to use the power that is granted to them under the Constitution of the United States.
President Trump campaigned on an America First platform and promoted himself as a peacetime president. He has so far launched military operations in at least 7 countries. And recent polling shows almost half of Americans oppose military action in Iran. Nearly 3/4 say Trump needs approval from Congress. What do you make of Trump's apparent transformation to military hawk?
I think that, one, he was never truthful about who he was. If he was, he wouldn't engage in these wars. Remember, he criticized all the previous administrations, from George Bush to Obama, on the fact that they were engaging in regime change that cost trillions of dollars when we can invest those monies here at home. So at the same time, Donald Trump knows that he's losing public support. He's trying to create this rally around the flag effect so that his numbers go up. The American people are tired of these forever wars. At the same time, he's literally putting our men and women in uniform in danger, and we're going to lose more lives. My heart goes out to the troops that have already lost their lives. I think that that's just the beginning. But we know that this is going to just get worse. And it's not just going to be death. It's also going to be traumatic brain injury and other injuries that are going to impact these individuals, not just for the short term, but for their long term.
Sobering thought. California Congressman Jimmy Gomez, thank you so much.